will let the company's first corporate rebranding exercise in over 5 decades of its existence and successfully position it as a top player in the Nigerian insurance industry before I exit.
Really? Yes.
There's an easier way to get more data. Get more out of life with the new Airtel data plans. Dial *141# now. Data is life.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The next is brand in focus. The COVID-19 pandemic has had a significant impact on businesses and how marketers are perceived across the world. While businesses have cut back on marketing budgets, a new report from Duke University, North Carolina, United States of America, suggests that marketing spend is rather up at the global level. One thing that is sure is that marketing is a vital element to brands and companies, but digital tools, solutions, and services have never been more appreciated for their abilities to drive value. At the heart of any brilliant marketing strategy, there is always data, but brilliant customers' experiences are not made possible by data alone. The fundamental question is, how are marketers dealing with the new normal and reframing their thinking to engage better by making smart strategic decisions? How are they exploring the pandemic-induced paradigm shifts as well as best practices for pursuing marketing that will deliver clear and deliberate returns on investment? To deliver return on investment, marketers should carefully research what is resonating with their targets and generate a meaningful content plan that will support that. They should also set plans and benchmarks to determine KPIs and ROIs and adjust along the way as needed. They should think about the marketing omnichannel journey and how to take prospects through the sales funnel with the strategic goal of converting them to leads, to buyers, and to brand champions. For instance, all over the world, most major business conferences are canceling their in-person events, and it surprisingly turns out attendees are more engaged than ever. A separate online poll revealed that 86% of global participants in webinars and online conferences sessions report equal or higher level of engagement compared to in-person experiences. It therefore follows that the foregoing solution can be achieved digitally. Working from home has forced businesses and brands that wouldn't normally mix to collaborate digitally and seamlessly. Therefore, while flexing and stretching their creative muscles, marketers must digitally adapt in order to evolve together with the new normal. While navigating the new normal, it takes the right mix of digital data, best-in-class technology, forward-looking strategy, teamwork to make it all possible. It is critical to remember that the best brand and marketing experiences are always going to be personal, relevant, and timely. The times can be frightening, but it has proven that the necessity associated with COVID-19 pandemic have in many cases created marketing efficiencies and improved marketing impact. The next is the interview segment on Marketing Edge on TV. I had an exclusive chat with the Director of Commercials at TVC Communications, Ronan, Redmond. Enjoy it. Alright, you're welcome to the interview segment of Marketing Edge on TV. Today I'm honored to have with me in the studio, I have the Commercial Director, TVC Communications, Ronan Redmond. Thank you very much for your time, Ronan.
Thank you for having me.
It's really great to have you. Yeah, and I have to congratulate you. Well, it's a happy time. Milestone of 10 million daily viewers. How did that come to you, that figure? What do you think about it?
Well, the recent research just released says that all our channels, TV and radio and online, combined reach 10 million viewers and listeners every day. It's a phenomenal achievement. How it came about is simply a strategy and hard work, Tulu. 3 years ago, when TVC Communications underwent a huge transformation, we did a huge amount of work on each of our channels. We rebranded all of our TV channels and we relaunched our radio station. And our focus is quite a simple one. Whilst it's quite a complex strategy, it's quite a simple premise. And the premise is we try and produce content every day that engages with an audience. So the audience is first and foremost our priority. And it was our intention 3 years ago to set ourselves a target of trying to reach 10 million viewers and listeners every day. Because as a commercial organisation, we rely on advertisers to fund this business. Advertisers need to reach as wide an audience as possible, so hence we felt by trying to target 10 million viewers and listeners, that was achievable over 3 years, and if we were able to do that, then we'd be able to grow our share of advertising revenue. And it was a huge sense of pride for the company to be able to tell the market in the last month that after 3 years and after the massive investment by the owner and the board and after the massive amount of hard work by the 600 employees, we were able to reach that magic number of 10 million viewers and listeners.
So that's exciting, I must say, at this time.
It really is. It really is. But, you know, media, like many other industries at the moment, is hugely challenged. You know, it's a bittersweet moment for us, Tulu, because we spent 3 years trying to get this to this point. Unfortunately, this point that we've arrived at, we're facing the worst global pandemic. We're announcing GDP numbers, the likes of which we've never seen before. We're in the worst recession for 30 years.
Indeed.
Ad spend is down.
True.
So unfortunately, we've reached this point when it's really economically challenged, and advertising is really economically challenged. So it's bittersweet for us. However, I suppose 6 months into the pandemic, if we look back and reflect now the last 6 months, the work that has been done over the last 3 years, you know, building TVC Communications into the media powerhouse that it is in Nigeria today, a lot of that work has meant that we're in a very strong position, and we were able to ride through, I suppose, the storm of the pandemic of the last 6 months, and we remain in a very, very strong position to be in a position to, I suppose, ride the wave of growth, which will hopefully come next year.
Well, you've identified the investment and all of that. Now, what more in particular will make this happen, this feat possible?
It was a complete change of strategy for the company. We had been a company maybe 3 years ago that was very narrow in our focus and very narrow in our, I suppose, our news focus. But we are much more than a news channel. We are not just a news channel. In actual fact, what we tried to do over the last 3 years was turn the company into a media and entertainment organisation, of which news is a very important part. But that meant that we put as much emphasis on TVC, our entertainment channel on television, and on our radio assets, whether it's Max FM in Lagos or Max FM in Abuja or Adab FM in Ondo. We put as much effort and energy into creating great content on those channels to attract a bigger audience, as we did with the huge relaunch work we did at TVC. So strategy really important, and I suppose giving the viewer of each of those channels, and the viewers to each and listeners to each of those channels are different. You know, the person that consumes Max is very different to the person who consumes TVC News. So we have to be very, very clear in the product offer we give it to each of those audiences. And I think we've achieved that, and that comes from our great staff, understanding the audience that they are creating content for on a daily basis, and now 3 years later the audience score is we love that content, and that's why we continue to engage with TVC.
I'm looking at this already. The brand is being repositioned. The positive part of it, despite COVID-19 and all of its effects, do we still see, talking about our relationship now maybe with the advertisers and all of that, so what more do we expect with this these feats that we have?
Well, we're talking today, you and I, historically, we're talking about the last 3 years that got us to this point. The world doesn't stand still, marketing doesn't stand still, advertising doesn't stand still. So what brought us to here was fine, but the journey doesn't end. The journey continues. We are on a path to growth. We want to be the number one leading entertainment business in Nigeria. We're not there yet. It's a very competitive marketplace. Some of the areas we will look at now going forward are areas we didn't really consider in the last 3 years as we were focused on getting the core elements of our business right. But going forward now, the ad market is changing. It's no longer suffice just to put spots on television. It's becoming an area of branded content, branded entertainment, where brands want to get much closer to, I suppose, the consumer, and they do that by interweaving their brand stories into our editorial narrative. A perfect example of what I'm talking about is Big Brother Niger. Big Brother Niger is setting the bar for branded content in this market. It has done in other markets, but it's certainly doing it now. And if you look at Big Brother now, which is dominating everything in marketing at this point in time, for these 12 weeks, you look at the likes of Betway, you look at Guinness, Tolerant Group, each spending hundreds of millions of naira to get their products and get their brands onto set. And the reason they're doing that is because Big Brother Niger attracts huge audiences, and the reason it attracts huge audiences, those audiences love the entertainment content. So brands will follow the eyeballs, which will follow the entertainment content, and we have to become better at that. We have to try and move more into that space. So you'll see a huge effort from TVC Communications in 2021 beyond the whole area of branded content, partnerships with brands, co-creation, co-production, big co-creations and big co-productions. You'll see a lot of that from TVC as we move forward, and that is simply us moving with the times.
We must move with the times. Now we've seen change of leadership around around Advan, Triple AN, MyPan. Now, how do you see this affecting the entire advertising space?
Yeah, I welcome it. It gives me some realm of optimism for the industry. I've spoken to you many times in the past about my thoughts on the Nigeria advertising market. I've told you I don't believe it's performing the way it should do. It doesn't contribute to GDP the way it should, and it certainly lags well behind the South African advertising market in terms of spend. In actual fact, the market here, the ad market, the spend has been declining since 2016. So, COVID-19 simply exacerbates that issue. One of the areas identified as an issue was there was lots of different trade bodies, but they all operated within their own little, let's call it within their own little silos. To me, it needed more holistic thinking and coming together and collaboration to present the case for advertising and investing in advertising. And I welcome the individuals. They are very, very capable, high-profile individuals in this market, and they're already on record as laying out their plans for the advertising market going forward. I welcome that, and it gives me optimism.
Well, thank you very much for watching. With that is a wrap on Marketing Edge on TV for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again next week. But before then, continue to stay safe. Bye for now.
Here are 7 steps to preventing coronavirus.
Wash your hands thoroughly and frequently with running water and soap for at least 30 seconds. Avoid contact with people's hands and hard surfaces.
Number 3, always sneeze into a piece of tissue and cover your cough with your elbow, like this. Step 4, avoid crowded spaces. Step 5, stay at home if you feel unwell, even with a slight fever and cough. Step 6, if you have a fever,
while we maintain social distancing, step 7 and the final step is stay tuned to this channel to receive more updates on the coronavirus.